Und damit herzlich willkommen zu meinem zweiten Projekt. Wir spielen heute Greedfall. Dann ohne große Umschweife starten wir. Also ich lasse jetzt die Einstellung mal so. Müsst halt dann bloß sagen, ob es zu hell oder zu dunkel ist, dann kann ich das wieder regulieren. So, neues Spiel. Wir schauen jetzt einfach mal auf einfach und ich gucke dann, ob es noch zum Ändern ist oder nicht. Und ansonsten machen wir dann auf normal weiter. Sonst sollte man es ändern können. Hey Skipper, schön, dass du da bist. Jedino TV, hi, schön, dass du da bist. Willkommen auf dem Kanal.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Okay, dann schauen wir mal. Ah ja, okay, dann lassen wir die. Ja, so kann man das, glaube ich, lassen. Ja, Gartenarche, schön, dass du da bist.
just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lord, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish this course.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Hey Jens, schön, dass du da bist. Vom Sound, hört ihr den Spielsound eigentlich? Ja, ist alles laut. Okay, danke Gartenache.
Sire, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
So wie es ausschaut, kann man da mit allen Personen sprechen.
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Oh, enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Ha! Kurt! I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Ja, dann. Selbstheilung. Du hast Gesundheit verloren. Um einen Trank als Tastenkürzel zuzuweisen, verwende L1, so startest du eine taktische Pause. Taktische Pause. Die taktische Pause L1 unterbricht das Spiel und ermöglicht dir, in Ruhe deine nächste Aktion auszuwählen. Du kannst auf deine Zauber, Fähigkeiten und Tränke zugreifen, um sie direkt einzusetzen, oder ihnen ein Tastenkürzel zuzuweisen. Während des Kampfes kannst du durch die taktische Pause auch mehr über deine Gegner in der Nähe erfahren.
thought myself a competent weapons master.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
Schusswaffen. Schusswaffen sind ideal, um einen Feind zu unterbrechen oder zu destabilisieren. Jeder Schuss verbraucht eine Munitionseinheit. Rüstung. Die Stärke der physischen Rüstung wird durch Schilde auf der Gesundheitsanzeige Schild dargestellt. Die Rüstung absorbiert einen Teil des physischen Schadens. Um die Rüstung eines Feindes zu zerstören, kannst du eine Schlagwaffe oder bestimmte Fallen einsetzen. Magische Angriffe ignorieren Rüstung. Zorn ist ein Zustand, der es dir ermöglicht, Spezialangriffe auszuführen, die Bonusschaden verursachen und Feinde aus dem Gleichgewicht bringen. Eine in Abschnitte unterteilte Anzeige, die sich füllt, wenn du einen Feind angreifst, einen Zauber wirkst oder Angriffe parierst, gibt dir Auskunft über dein Zornlevel. Wenn diese Anzeige bis zur ersten Stufe gefüllt ist, erscheint ein visueller Effekt auf den Händen deines Charakters. Drücke L2, um einen Zornangriff einzusetzen. Bin schon ganz nah dran.
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does, and I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
Naja, freuen wir uns mal drüber, dass er mitkommt.
On the contrary, I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsilian are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Ah, so the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom on the trip. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
So. Gehen wir mal da rein.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill...
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here, take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Grafiktechnisch sieht es sehr schön aus. Oder was meint ihr?
Kurt? It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You're right. Maybe he's already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Ah, erstes Gruppenmitglied. Kurt. Kurt ist ein Meister im Nahkampf und kann schwere Rüstungen tragen. Naja, dann. Also ich hab's für einen Fuffi bekommen. Also 50 Euro.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And I valued your friendship. But I thought you were referring to another kind of company. And to be honest, you and Constantine aren't exactly my type. Anything else?
I must leave you.
So. Haben wir denn eine Karte? Ja. hier. Ja. Enzyklopädie, so wie das aussieht. Ja. Charakter, Fähigkeiten. Mist. Falsche Taste. Ja, da stimme ich dir zu, Gartenarche. Na, schauen wir uns mal diese Nebenquest an. Ich werde sowieso schauen, alles zu machen. Ah, so. Also wie ihr seht, haben wir hier schon einiges zu tun. Also ich glaube, das haben wir für die Dauer des Streams, werden wir hier beschäftigt sein. Hey Stefan, schön, dass du da bist. Willkommen im Stream. Wir laufen jetzt einfach mal hier den Weg lang.
To my help! Death to the others!
Geht's dem nicht gut? Warum greift der mal einfach so hoch? Oh, Goldmünzen. Banditenhut und Goldmünzen. Nicht schlecht. Ist da drin auch irgendwas? Ja, ich weiß, ich schweife schon wieder vom Thema ab. Aber so bin ich halt. Wenn, dann alles anschauen. Stefan, das ist Greedfall. Das ist letzten Monat erst rausgekommen. Oh. Kiste. Ich hoffe mal, ich laufe richtig. Aber so wie es aussieht, nicht. Oh! Kiste! Da looten wir uns ja gleich mal eine komplette Ausrüstung zusammen hier. Na, die zwei Türen sind Hauptquest, so viel ist sicher. Ja, aber wir sind auf dem richtigen Weg.
The merchant is there.
Na, da oben steht's ja, wie weit man entfernt ist.
Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Wir fragen dann erstmal, wer da die Befehle gegeben hat.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Schauen wir mal, wenn wir mit dem Gefängnis drohen, aber dann hat ein bisschen...
I don't think you understand who you're dealing
Okay.
with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant at the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Mist.
This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice.
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have gotten you mixed up in this.
Mist, verdammter. Nix hat funktioniert. Aber egal. Wir kriegen die Waren schon. Hoffe ich mal. Ah.
Stop!
He seems to have grown wiser all of a sudden.
Yes, yes. Don't hit me anymore.
Very well. I'm counting on you to deliver this merchandise as quickly as possible.
Yes, good sir. I'll take care of it immediately.
Na geht doch, warum nicht gleich so? Jetzt ist zwar der Ruf anscheinend gesunken, aber das kriegen wir schon wieder hin. Also ich bin zuversichtlich, dass wir das hinkriegen wieder. Alles einsammeln, alles durchsuchen. So. Aha. Na, da haben wir einen Werktisch, Geschenke. Na, gehen wir mal da ganz rüber, würde ich sagen. Oh, noch eine Kiste. Hafenviertel entdeckt. Lagerhäuser der Nauten. Von anderen Fraktionen kontrollierte Zonen. Diese Zone steht unter der Kontrolle einer anderen Fraktion. Hier ist der Zutritt zu bestimmten Bereichen verboten. Mit einem Kostüm, Oberkörper der Fraktion, kannst du die Wachen täuschen. Du kannst außerdem versuchen zu schleichen, doch wenn dich eine Wache entdeckt, kann diese eine gewaltsame Reaktion provozieren und deinen Ruf bei dieser Fraktion schaden. Ja, dann müssen wir besonders vorsichtig sein, würde ich mal sagen. Oh, Leiter. Da ist eine Kiste. Nein! Na okay, jetzt sind wir oben. Schauen wir uns hier oben um. Weil hier auch eine Kiste ist. Da ist auch noch eine Leiter, aber jetzt gehen wir zuerst wieder die andere runter. Weil da war ja auch noch eine Kiste. Und Leute, was ist euer erster Eindruck? Also, mir gefällt. Also, ich find's Hammer.
Halt! The warehouse is off limits. Move along.
Can't you make an exception?
No? Sorry, sir. Move along, please. Now!
Very well, I'm going.
Aha. Da kommen wir dort zudem schon mal gar nicht hin. Ja. Mal gucken, vielleicht kriegen wir ja so eine Rüstung von denen. Dann können wir da vielleicht doch noch rein. Mist.
To the other!
Naja, so geht's auch. Jetzt wollte ich eigentlich versuchen zu schleichen, aber naja. Hat doch nicht so ganz funktioniert. Dann schauen wir uns oben noch um. Alles nehmen, immer alles nehmen. Aber wo zum Teufel kriege ich so eine Rüstung von denen her? Dass ich doch mich frei bewegen kann, versteht ihr? Ach Mist.
Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Also das Kampfsystem, das gefällt mir sehr gut, also so richtig dynamisch. Also dynamischer als wie in manch anderen Spielen. Sicher, man kann ja mit dieser taktischen Pause da sich da orientieren und alles, aber mal gucken, ob ich die überhaupt so oft einsetzen werde. Wahrscheinlich bei den nächsten größeren Gegnern wahrscheinlich ja, aber jetzt so für random Gegner glaube ich nicht, dass ich die sehr oft benutzen werde. Hi Peaceful, schön dass du da bist. Was haben wir da? Hafengefängnisschlüssel. Wofür der wohl ist? Also, dass der für das Hafengefängnis ist, ja, aber ob wir den überhaupt brauchen werden, das ist die Frage. Naja, das werden wir da vorne brauchen, denke ich mal, oder? drauf.
You cannot pass. Only the Norts have access to the prison.
Ja, ich brauche so eine scheiß Nautenrüstung oder wie die auch immer heißen mag. Ja, denke ich auch Gartenarche. Okay, also X können wir rennen. Sprechen wir mal mit dem. Mich würde jetzt mal interessieren, was das Symbol zu bedeuten hat. Wahrscheinlich gibt es eine Quest oder sowas. Steht da? Ah. Da steht er ja.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
What will be your official title on Tier 4D? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Ja, super. So besser die Karte, Peaceful. Ja, sag mal, hey, da stehen ja überall Kisten rum. Also ist ja normal für den Hafen, aber Kisten, die zum Plündern sind. Ich sag's ja, überall Kisten. Der Brecher unterschlupft. Da schauen wir doch glatt mal hin. Da gibt es bestimmt auch viele Kisten. Geh, oder? Komm ich da nicht durch. Wahnsinn. schauen aber nicht gesund aus.
If you had any idea who I am. Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear that?
Yes, that's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. It sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Ah, okay, also jetzt haben wir versehentlich die Hauptquest weitergemacht. Oder einen neuen Strang von der Hauptquest. Freigeschaltet. Aber ich werde jetzt erstmal da noch schauen, was da ist. Du für ein komischer Vogel. Wahnsinn. Noch einer. Na toll, wieder voll in die Sackgasse reingerannt. Hui, wir können da rüber. Ah, der Pestrabe, okay. Danke, Gartenarche.
It's blocked. It's blocked.
Na super, jetzt kommen wir da auch nicht rein. Dann müssen wir uns einen anderen Weg suchen. Achso, da werden wir einen Schlüssel brauchen wahrscheinlich. Na, dann machen wir die Nebenquest jetzt erstmal und dann werden wir zu dem Händler und zu dem Werktisch mal hinschauen. Aus reiner Neugier, was man da machen kann. Also beim Händler ist klar einkaufen, aber der Werktisch, der wird interessant. Noch mehr von denen. weiß jemand.
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes, we were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Ja, dann schauen wir mal, ob wir die Ware nicht doch irgendwie da hinkriegen.
Whatever you need. Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
Schauen wir mal. Ja. Aber können wir uns alles nicht leisten. Außer dem Zeug hier. Ah, ist diese Kaban-Rüstung da wahrscheinlich von den Nauten. Drachenblutharz. Wie der da wohl drankommen ist. Ah ja, okay, Gartenarche. Habe ich jetzt persönlich nicht gewusst, dass die da solche Masken aufhatten.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Come closer now, good people. Don't be afraid.
Ja, dann schauen wir mal zu dem Werktisch da. Ah, da sind wir ja schon. Der Werktisch. Das Handwerk ermöglicht es dir, deine Waffen und Rüstungen zu verbessern. Mit Hilfe von Wissenschaft kannst du Tränke und Fallen fertigen. Du brauchst Wissen, um den Werktisch verwenden zu können. Erhalt von Wissen. Verteile Punkte auf die gewünschten Talente. Deutsche Sprache, schwere Sprache. Verwende bestimmte Ausrüstungsteile oder Gefährten, die dir einen Bonus gewähren können. Jeder Talentpunkt schaltet neue Rezepte frei. Du brauchst außerdem Zutaten, die du kaufen oder während Erkundungen finden kannst. Heißt das jetzt, wir können die verbessern oder? Ah, okay. Das wird dann unten mit X angezeigt. Okay, jetzt. Ah. Na so, da sieht man es ja, du musst erst alles freischalten. Ja, da Fertigungslevel 1, 2, 3. Ja, also bis Fertigungslevel 3 muss man machen. Ansonsten kannst du da gar nichts machen. Oh scheiße, nee, das ist ja, also das ist echt Hammer. Du kannst dir das Schwert so designen, wie du das haben willst. Also so grob designen halt. Aber das finde ich cool, also das ist... Da kriegst du da richtig Bock drauf, dass du da die ganzen Sachen da sind, sammelst. Das wird ein Ewigkeitsprojekt, habe ich langsam das Gefühl. Wenn wir mal die Ausrüstung ändern. Wenn wir schon stärkere Sachen da haben. Ah, okay, die ist schwächer. Ja, okay. Pistole nehmen wir dann ja ab. Ja. Wieso springt der da rüber? Ah, jetzt. Oh mein Gott. Das hier werde ich definitiv kein einziges Mal dran lassen. Das schaut doch furchtbar aus. Lieber den mit der Feder. Der verbessert am meisten. Aha, also man kann da auch die Werte kannst du da auch beeinflussen mit der Ausrüstung. Da jetzt da bei denen, da ist Handwerk +1. Und da bei denen Elementarresistenz 4% und Handwerk +1. Also je nachdem, was du halt gerade brauchst, kannst du es dann damit nochmal ein bisschen pushen. Hey Jay, schön, dass du da bist. Mein Stream, Jay. Deswegen ist hier keiner blau. Also ich weiß ja nicht, welchen Zustand von blau du meinst, aber... Willkommen im Stream trotzdem. So. Dem seine Ausrüstung können wir anscheinend auch noch verändern. Ja. Also du kannst deine Gefährten auch noch komplett ausrüsten mit den Sachen, die was du nicht hernehmen möchtest, oder schaust du, was zu denen passen tut. Wahnsinn, so viele Möglichkeiten, das ist ja brutal. Aha. Ja, jetzt muss man da mit dem Captain reden.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a lord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tirfredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land, and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tirfredi. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Be back soon, Captain.
Na toll, jetzt können wir da in das Hafenamt rein und die Logbücher manipulieren. Also schon wieder Wahnsinn. Schon allein wie viele Nebenquests da jetzt schon wieder aufgeploppt sind. Aber die arbeiten wir alle nacheinander ab. Und am Ende machen wir dann die Hauptquests weiter. Weil man kann ja nie zu viel Erfahrungspunkte haben. Also ist meine Meinung.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
Ja, wie gut, dass wir da schon drin waren. Aber ich glaube... Ah, da geht's lang. Jetzt wollte ich schon sagen, ich glaube, wir sind hier falsch. Aber...
Here's the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Ja, Peaceful, dass er nochmal für kleine Königstiger geht.
If you were and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in, unless we just offered. These sailors rarely refuse.
I see where this is.
Ja, und wo soll ich die Biste hernehmen?
In their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's
Der
doable.
redet sich auch leicht. Ja, wäre besser, wenn du so eine Uniform hättest. Ja, dann schauen wir mal die andere Quest an. Vielleicht kriegen wir ja da eine. Okay, Gartenarche. Ja, das stimmt allerdings, ja. Ja, oder so peaceful. So könnte man es auch sagen. Und ich renne schon wieder falsch. Oh Junge, nicht so viel in den Chat gucken. Schau, wo du hinläufst.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Ah ja, gut zu wissen.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Ja, genau, Gartenarche. Hat sie sich schön machen
I need to
lassen.
be going. Farewell.
Gehst du jetzt nächste Woche auch gleich zum Tätowierer und lässt dir den machen, oder?
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Ja, Gartenarche, dann musst du das halt machen. Ist ja kein Problem. Wächst ja dann auch wieder nach.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you, the night you disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Thank you, Lara. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Ja.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Dann schauen wir mal, ob wir diesen ominösen Zeugen finden. Quest abschließen. In Greedfall kann eine Quest meist auf verschiedene Arten abgeschlossen werden. DSAD hat mehrere Eisen im Feuer: Raffinesse, Überredenskunst, Intuition, Korruption, das Fertigen von Gegenständen auf dem Werktisch. Das alles sind Wege, die dir zur Verfügung stehen, um deine Ziele zu erreichen. Um dich in diesen Gebieten zu verbessern, verteilst du Punkte im entsprechenden Talentbaum oder trägst Ausrüstung, die Boni bietet. Drohungen und der Kampf sind weitere probate Optionen, wenn deine Feinde nicht empfänglich für deine Talente sind. Da liegt Geld rum. Und da auch. Ja, dann schauen wir mal, ob wir den auf freundliche Art und Weise dazu überreden können, dass er mit uns kooperiert, ohne dass wir Gewalt anwenden müssen.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age, hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes, quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Okay, also das müssen wir bezahlen, so wie es aussieht. Weil wenn wir es reparieren könnten, dann hätten wir ja da jetzt wahrscheinlich die Auswahlmöglichkeit dazu. Bezahlen wir den guten Mann einfach.
Here you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow who could down his pint. Anything else?
I'm looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Servus Skipper, schön, dass du da bist. Welcome back.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People were still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tirfredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Wie immer sehr informativ, so ein Gastwirt.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Entschuldigung, Leute.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Nee, Gartenarche, aber beinahe.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine.
That merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
So Leute, dann schauen wir mal weiter. Mal gucken, ob wir den Schiffsjungen noch finden heute. Warum ist jetzt da ein Ausrufezeichen drin? Jetzt müssen wir ein Getränk mixen. Na dann schauen wir mal, ob wir das hinkriegen irgendwie. Wissenschaftslevel 1 benötigt. Okay, also brauchen wir erst ein Level up. Okay, Sandra, viel Spaß beim Stream. Ja, was machen wir jetzt da? Ja, schauen wir mal, dass wir den Schiffsjungen kriegen. Vielleicht haben wir ja dann das Level up.
Citizens of Serene, come to me. You won't regret this miraculous opportunity. Your time is precious in these dark hours, but what you are about to discover could save
Ich dachte, da können wir alles einkaufen, aber anscheinend lässt er uns nicht.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Ja, dann gehen wir mal hinauf, würde ich sagen.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
How did you find your son's trail?
We have never stopped looking for him. We learned the new name they gave him, Jonas. My poor little Celestine. Then we learned the name of the ship he sailed on. No sooner had it docked in Serene than my husband had the crew watched closely, and we found him.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact? It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Oh Mann. Geht das schon wieder los? Von einem Eck zum anderen laufen. Hi Jaco, schön, dass du da bist. Freut mich, dass du es doch geschafft hast.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Was wollte der jetzt? Schönen guten Abend, Schizo. Willkommen im Stream.
So, you still haven't found your cousin? As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. And we are his only family.
Hi Anime Girl, schön, dass du da bist. Ja, ist okay.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsillion's a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides.
Ja, es gibt
For
noch bei
ugly,
mir ist alles
that is
fit.
ugly.
Lady
geht
Fontaine
euch allen
didn't seem to
eigentlich
have any
so.
knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Die wollen mich doch hier jetzt verarschen, oder? Werde ich wieder zu der zurücklaufen? Ja, da schauen wir jetzt, was dort die Mission dort bringt. Und dann halt schauen wir eventuell da oben wieder nach. Und ich brauche immer noch so eine komische Nautenuniform. Verdammt nochmal. Symbol zeigt er hier, aber passiert nichts. Dann klettern wir mal runter.
It's not possible just now.
Ah ja. Falsche Taste. Ich hab doch, ja doch, ich hab doch Elementarfalle. anscheinend kann man sie nicht verwenden. Naja, dann machen wir es halt auf die altmodische Art und Weise. Na toll, jetzt ist die Tür zu.
It's not possible just now.
Komisch. Ja, aber was gibt es hier? Ich verstehe das jetzt gerade nicht. Oder vielleicht muss ich zuerst die anderen Hauptquests weitermachen. Na, dann machen wir halt doch die Quests. Verdammt. Boah, geh doch aus dem Weg.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
Come on now, stop lying. Jonas was taken away by force against his will by armed men.
That is not true. Completely false. He...
Enough! With every word, you are a step closer to a prison cell.
Prison? But what would be the charges?
Kidnapping. Whether Jonas is your son or not, he is a naught that you kidnapped and locked up. In the eyes of the prince, you have committed a crime that puts the interests of the congregation at great risk.
I beg of you, Your Excellency. Have mercy on a poor mother who is looking only to recover her child. We didn't kidnap our own son. And if you need to speak with him to be convinced, please do. He's in our warehouse, near the Coin Guard Plaza, next to the canal. I am certain that once you have heard his account, you will see the tragedy in our predicament and help us.
I regret threatening that woman.
You didn't have a choice. She was lying and we need to find that boy.
Na endlich, jetzt wissen wir mal, wo der ist. Ich sag ja, das fängt schon wieder so an, dass man jeden Weg doppelt und dreimal verderbt. Aber dann machen wir jetzt die hier erst einmal.
Good day, Excellency.
Sir de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tirfredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that. But I'm sure my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You're hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith, and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What's your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Thélème faring on Tier-Freddy?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front. Without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tier 4D?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
Was ist da los? Gartenarche hat Hörgeräte drin? Denk dir nichts, Gartenarche. Ich bin Einzelkind. Na, Gott sei Dank keine neue Mission freigeschaltet. Gehen wir jetzt da hin, dann hier hin. Und bis dahin hoffe ich, dass wir ein Level up haben. Ui. Ja, genau, ein schönes Feuerchen machen.
Your Excellency.
Lord Desade, I have been told that you were named Legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tier 4D. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as Governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Welcome back, Stefan. Schön, dass du wieder da bist.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Saad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Also willst du mir sagen, Gartenarche, dass dein kleiner Bruder größer wie 1,93 ist und dass du zu dem aufschauen musst? Also was soll denn dann ich bitte sagen? Ich mit meiner 1,80, ich muss zu euch beiden aufschauen.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Ach komm, Chaco, so alt sind deine Augen nun auch wieder nicht.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tier 3D for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
Ja, genau. Vielmann macht Leute da in der Hinsicht glücklich, ja. Ja, okay, Chaco, das können wir stehen lassen mit dem Mittelalter.
And what of your war with Ptolemy?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tier 3D.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Ach so ist es, Chaco. Ja, dann muss ich gucken, ob ich die Untertitel größer stellen kann.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
So, Chaco, nur für dich schaue ich jetzt mal nach. Nein, tut mir leid, Chaco. Ich kann sie nicht größer machen. So, dann schauen wir jetzt mal, ob wir den Chipsjungen finden.
Font. Let's just try to remain discreet.
Wo würdet ihr jemanden festhalten? Oben oder unten? gehe jetzt einfach mal nach oben. Und liegt damit falsch. Also doch der Keller. Okay, Shizu. Bis später dann. Danke, dass du da warst.
So Desade, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
Was meint ihr? Sollen wir es auf die charmante Art probieren? Probieren wir es einfach mal.
You've taken your son against his will and have him locked up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
If I hadn't taken him back, he would have been hauled off on one of the cursed ships.
If that's what he wants, then why would you want to stop him?
For his mother. She misses him so. But in the end, you may be right. My boy has changed. He hasn't spoken a word to me since we've been in this precarious predicament. Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Ja, das mag schon sein, Gartenarche, aber das hat ja funktioniert jetzt im Endeffekt. Wenn es jetzt nicht funktioniert hätte, dann hätte es sowieso dann hat wahrscheinlich im Kampf geendet oder was weiß ich. Kiste. War ja klar, bei dem liegt wieder nichts rum.
Who are you?
My name is Desade. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
ich schätze mal, ich brauche dafür Wissenschaftslevel 1. Dass ich dann halt diese Bomben da benutzen kann. Oder fallen, was das dann, was weiß ich. Ja, jetzt weiß ich schon, wo wir sind. Das war nämlich die Tür, die vorhin nämlich versperrt war. Aber der stand da noch nicht. Und der auch nicht. Können wir die jetzt angreifen oder? Nee, lass uns lieber. Ja, jetzt werden wir zum Captain laufen. Boah, Leute, geht's doch zur Seite.
So, you still haven't found your cousin? As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Oh, Ruf gleich wieder verbessert und Level up.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
Sollen wir jetzt mit denen offen über die Sache reden oder sollen wir das Ganze geheim halten? Was meint ihr? Okay, dann halten wir das Ganze geheim.
Nothing to bother yourself about. I'm just curious.
You wouldn't, by the sheerest of coincidences, be on the trail of a couple of heretics, Your Excellency. The same a couple of the ambassadors of Ptolemy's men have been looking for nigh on 2 days.
And so you know about that?
Of course. The Cardinal's henchmen are hard to miss, even in a crowd. And they were making quite a fuss, hoping we would cave in and help them in their hunt. Feel free to carry out your own investigation, but you'll end up with the same answers. The port brigs, just like the warehouses, are property of the Nords. No one else may enter.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, We'll need to find a way into his jail.
Und jetzt sind wir wieder so weit, dass wir so eine blöde Nautenuniform brauchen. Und ich habe keinen Schimmer, wo ich die herkriegen soll. So. Komm mal einmal Ausdauer. Oh, auf den Spuren der Meister. Trophäe erhalten. Was? Jetzt habe ich noch keinen Punkt mehr. Oder? Nö. Mist, verdammt. Aber es hätte ein bisschen übersichtlicher sein können. Ein Punkt für ein Level up, das ist ja mager, ey. Ja, das schaut echt interessant aus, Chaco. Weil Einhandklingenwaffen, schwere Einhandwaffen, Stasis, göttlicher Magiering, Ballen, Schusswaffen. Also ich bin mal gespannt, ob man das alles auch freischalten kann oder ob man in eine bestimmte Richtung gehen muss. Je nachdem, was du halt für einen Attributbaum halt am Anfang auswählen tust. Weil du kannst ja entscheiden zwischen Krieger, Stratege und was war jetzt das letzte? Ja, das letzte fällt mir jetzt gerade nicht ein, Chaco, tut mir leid, aber ich glaube, das hat irgendwas mit Magie zum Tor. Ja, man kann auch die Fähigkeiten zurücksetzen, aber da braucht man einen Erinnerungskristall. Und die werden, glaube ich, nicht so einfach zu finden sein. Mist. Aber ich glaube, ich sollte vielleicht doch mal zu dem Händler und ein paar Sachen verkaufen. Ah. gesetztes Getränk benötigt. Aber dafür muss ich erst Wissenschaft haben. Okay, Gartenhall. Fährst du mal kurz los und schaust nach? Ja, also Jaco, wie gesagt, ich kann es dir nicht sagen, ob man alles freischalten kann oder nicht. Das wird sich erst im Laufe des Spiels zeigen, weil wir sind ja hier noch am Anfang. Ja, dann schauen wir mal, ob wir den Quacksalber finden. Kiste! Boah, da gleich zwei nebeneinander. Das ist ja ein Frauen. Also Jaco, was ich da schon Kisten gefunden habe jetzt, nur vom Rumlaufen. Oh. Die waren jetzt so gleich. Oh, alter beschlagener Kyros. Ui, Tesla kann man auch plündern. Nice. Klettern, aber auch nur an bestimmten Stellen.
Come closer now, good people.
Ja genau, wir laufen voll vorbei.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone. There he is.
Hey Gamer, schön, dass du da bist.
His speech is
Ja,
well
ist kein
polished.
Problem.
I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a
Gute
word,
Besserung an der Stelle.
I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Soll uns doch den Trank mal demonstrieren, oder? Was meint ihr? Ja, das ist ja auch schon mal vom Vorteil. Wenn die gute Tante sagt, was man am besten skillen sollte zuerst. Deswegen, ich habe gleich Schlossknacken Level 1 gemacht, weil sonst hätte ich da einige Truhen gar nicht aufmachen können. Ja, Leute, soll er jetzt den Trank demonstrieren oder fragen wir ihn nach den Nebenwirkungen? Dankeschön, Gamer, und dir auf jeden Fall gute Besserung. Schau, dass du wieder gesund wirst. Weite Sprünge. Okay, dann muss ich dann halt nochmal schauen, ob es da den Skill dazu gibt.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now, I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Schauen wir mal, ob wir da außen rum hinkommen.
To my help, and death to the others!
Halt jetzt die Klappe.
All these blue-bloods aren't worth tuppence.
Juhu, Level 3. Ja, da gebe ich der Chaco recht. Ruh dich erstmal in Ruhe aus und alles und dann bist du wieder öfters dabei. Alchemistisches Forschungsbuch. Diese Seiten beschreiben, in kleiner, fast unleserlicher Handschrift Versuchsergebnisse, Beobachtungen von Patienten und unverständliche Symbole. Doch die Komplexität einiger Rezepte zeigt eindeutig, dass der Verfasser ein echter Alchemist war und gewiss sehr kenntnisreich. Danke Gamer, dir auch noch einen schönen Abend. Brief vom Wirt an das Dienstmädchen. Luis, der merkwürdige Alchemist der Allianz, der oben einen Raum gemietet hat, bat uns ausdrücklich, ihn während seines Aufenthalts nicht zu reinigen. Der alte Narr will vermutlich vermeiden, dass wir versehentlich seine Fiolen zerbrechen oder was auch immer. Also kümmere dich nicht um seinen Dreck, der Kunde bekommt, was er will. Na, das ist doch schon mal wieder sehr verdächtig, finde ich. Aber okay. Kann man aber auch Verständnis dafür haben, dass er nicht will, dass seine Sachen anfasst werden. Na, jetzt müssen wir wieder mit dem reden.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I'm gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him before his head ends up on a spike.
Think
Okay,
back to the note
danke.
that we found.
Danke, dass du da warst.
We need to
Und
take a
viel
look at
Spaß
the
noch.
tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Ja, dann mal auf zur Schenke. Ach halt, wir haben ja noch Attribute. Chaco, da steht nicht zufällig drin, in welchem Fähigkeitenbaum das drin sein sollte, oder? Ah, super. Nächster Punkt erst bei Level 5. Also ich kann jetzt, bei den zwei kann ich jetzt noch gar nichts machen. Ich kann bloß hier was verwenden. wahrscheinlich bei die Talente drin hat und nicht hier bei die Fähigkeiten. Machen wir das. Je mehr Schaden, umso besser.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
Ah, hier kommen wir weiter. Seit wann haben wir einen Schlüssel? Aber lieber Schlösser knacken. Macht mehr Spaß. Aha, Schlüssel des Wirts. 2 Metallbügel, sehr gut, da brauchen wir eh welche. Wenn wir da den Tisch reparieren wollen. Oder Schlossknacken Level 2 benötigt. Aber da benutzt man dann den Schlüssel. Und kommen nur nach draußen, das ist doch Verarsche. Also ich fühle mich jetzt leicht von dem Spiel gemobbt, wenn ich ehrlich bin. Ja, da schaut's her. Nochmal 2 Metallbügel. Dann sind wir doch so freundlich und reparieren den Tisch noch.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Weil wir ja so nett sind. Ah ja, das habe ich mir schon gedacht. Wenn ich jetzt da in die Tür reingehe, dass es dann weitergeht. Lagerhausschlüssel. Schlösser knacken. Hoppla. Also ich glaube, wenn ich jetzt so weitermache, dann bin ich voll überladen. Und das heißt jetzt bei der nächsten Gelegenheit zum Händler und dem ganzen alten Zeig verkaufen.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that has found you. Have you seen the mob that is gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he is the one who sent me.
Sahin? Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. I mean, the mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you're hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, sir?
Was meint ihr? Soll man ihm helfen, die Stadt zu verlassen, oder soll man ihn verhaften lassen? Weil seine Motive sind ja eigentlich ganz okay. Nur die Art und Weise, wie er das halt umsetzt, das ist halt fraglich. Also Leute, was meint ihr? Weil Entscheidungen, die man im Spiel trifft, die haben auch im Nachhinein noch Auswirkungen, soweit ich das verstanden habe. So à la The Witcher mäßig. Ja, wäre ich auch dafür. Dann machen wir das auch.
I'm going to help you leave the city, but you must promise never to return.
I swear it.
Very well then. I need to first get you away from those who want to see you hanged.
If we can't find a way to sneak out of here discreetly, we will have to confront the populace.
I haven't lost hope that I'll be able to help them hear reason.
It would be better if I remain hidden while waiting.
Jetzt müssen wir den auch noch da rausbringen, also. Ja, Herrgott, na. Na, ich schätze mal, das ist dann der Weg hier, was wir eh schon frei gemacht haben. Ja. Ja, ganz toll.
Please listen, I beg you.
If you want him to reimburse you, get in the back of the line like everyone else.
Believe me, I understand why you're angry.
Me? It's not money I want. That charlatan tried to poison us. I couldn't give a flying pile of dung for your pretty words. We're gonna hang him high. And you too, if you're an accomplice.
How absurd! I'm the one who put an end to his operation.
Well, in that case, help us catch him so he can be punished like he deserves.
He's trapped. He'll have to come out someday, you'll see.
Versuchen wir es mal auf die nette Art und Weise.
I can procure you some excellent potions, as long as you promise to put an end to this. True potions of healing like those you thought you were buying.
What are you, some sort of alchemist then? I hope you're not the same feather as the other. If that's the case, we have enough rope to hang the both of them!
Trust me, I swear that each and every one of you will receive one.
Ah, our trust was already given. We're going nowhere without seeing the merchandise.
Such a large number of potions. This story's gonna cost you a fortune.
These vials could be lying on...
Do you have those potions you promised us?
Yes, here they are.
Hey, did you see that? That other alchemist kept his word. I hope these are good ones.
The colour looks like it should, not like those others.
Well then, since you want us to go, then we'll be going. Come on, everyone!
The alchemist is now far from danger, at least.
Go and tell him the good news.
Hol jetzt so wieder rein oder wie? Das kann's doch nicht sein. Ich dachte, der ist schon längst weg. War ja klar.
So, did you find a way to get me out of this hornet's nest?
I persuaded the mob to disperse calmly and without a fight. The way is free.
Very well. What power of persuasion? They didn't seem of a mind to hear reason from me.
You are free. Climb into your carriage and leave Serene immediately. Let me deal with Dr. Sahin.
I owe you my life, sir. I will be eternally in your debt.
I remind you to never step foot here again.
I have no desire to return anyway. Farewell.
Ja, 80 Gold müssen erhalten. Nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht. Ja. So, machen wir das. Das ist praktisch, ja.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the coin guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated.
Was nehmen wir jetzt da? Na, ich darf ihn ja gern wegen seiner Lüge zur Rede stellen, aber bloß dann verraten wir uns wahrscheinlich, dass wir den gehen lassen haben. Naja, Jaco, ich auch. Deswegen habe ich ja auch bei The Witcher das schlechteste Ende erspielt, das was es gibt. No risk, no fun. Stellt man wegen seiner Lüge zur Rede.
Why should I deliver him to you? You deliberately hid the truth about him from me.
What? Might I remind you that you're in audience with the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance?
And you to a legate of the Congregation of Merchants, that you treat like an imbecile. This man is indeed an alchemist of the bridge, and he told me much about your disagreement of opinion.
And of course you sided with him.
Certainly not. I have no part to play in your quarrels, I just chased him from our city. Now, if you're still intent on placing him in irons, you need to capture him, on your own lands.
How embarrassing. I should have shown more honesty in your regard. Please accept my excuses. And this modest gift for the voyage that awaits you.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Ja, ist ja ganz gut gelaufen. Der Ruf ist ein bisschen schlechter geworden, aber mein Gott. Ja, Jaco, das Gefühl kenne ich. Ich habe, glaube ich, bei Detroit einmal das beste Ende erspielt und einmal das schlechteste. Weil das so Mittelding habe ich nicht geschafft. Schauen wir mal schnell zum Händler und verkaufen jetzt ein paar Sachen. Weil vielleicht können wir ja so einen komischen Trank kaufen, was wir da für die Mission brauchen. Beziehungsweise die Quest. Die sind ja Quests hier, keine Missionen.
Here's your hat. Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your...
Ja, red doch nicht so viel. Oder warte.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Bei dem Werktisch, da war doch, glaube ich, Verwerten auch. Wiederverwerten, ja. Schauen wir mal, was da rauskommt. Ah! Ja, das ist natürlich auch nicht schlecht. Machen wir das jetzt? Rüstung braucht man zum Beispiel jetzt einen Ausdauerpunkt. Alles klar, Jaco, kein Ding. Lass dir schmecken. Und viel Spaß beim Film gucken und dir auch noch einen schönen Abend. Kein Problem, Jaco, immer gerne. Weißt ja, sag Bescheid, dann bin ich da. Und hab offenes Ohr für dich. Kuckuck. Naja, na gut Leute, dann soll es für heute gewesen sein. Wir haben 3 Stunden auf der Uhr und ich würde mich freuen, wenn ihr das nächste Mal wieder einschaltet, wenn es heißt Greedfall. Und lasst ein Abo da, aktiviert die Glocke, dann verpasst ihr auch kein Video mehr. Also dann, bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao!